One day in my former parish, one of our parishioners asked me, "Father, what do you think is the best investment these days?" And so jokingly I replied, "So now I am not only your parish priest, I am also your financial advisor." And I said, "Well, if you have money, then I think the best investment nowadays is real estate. Or if you want to have a little bit of risk, then go on for the stocks." Then she said, "Well, if I have a capital, I will surely buy lands, lots of lands, hectares of lands, hacienda, in order to be assured of my future." Brothers and sisters, the gospel today talks about a nobleman who left some gold coins to his servant, 10 gold coins with the instruction, "Trade with this until I get back." And indeed, he came back. And when he came back, he found out that fortunately, most of his servants succeeded in their mission. There was this return of investment. And they were rewarded except for one who said, "Lord, this is your gold coin. Sir, here is your gold coin. I kept it stored in a handkerchief." What can we learn from this parable? First, though a parable, the meaning is clear to the listeners of Jesus Christ during his time. And that is, Christ is the King, and the 10 gold coins represent the Christian faith and the gospel, the most prized possession that he gave his disciples, hoping that they would not trade, but they would make it grow. And this is the faith that we inherited also from the apostles, a faith that should not be concealed or buried, a faith that must be shared or risk losing everything, just like the servant in the gospel today, in the parable. This faith must affect our entire life, not just preserve and keep the faith, but share the faith. My dear brothers and sisters, this faith will not only grow inside our church. It will not only grow inside the confines of our devotions, but it will grow and prosper, this faith, until if we learn to love the unlovable, to go an extra mile in helping our brothers and sisters, especially those who are in need, especially now, during this time of calamities. Although it is very risky, especially the opening of our hearts to the sacred stories of the people, in speaking against those who attack human values and human lives, it is very risky, especially nowadays. People can easily bash you. People can easily criticize you and post in the internet the things that you are saying against them, and unknown people can literally bash you in the internet. But this faith must be shared. In order for the faith to grow, we must take risk. We cannot just wait for the second coming while waiting, while sitting, without doing anything, which leads us to the second point of the parable. And that is, at the end, those who risk their lives will be greatly rewarded. Jesus said, "I tell you, to everyone who has, more will be given. But from the one who has not, even what he has will be taken away." We have to take that risk. Because as Jesus said in the Beatitudes, "Blessed are you when they utter all kinds of evil against you falsely because of me. Rejoice and be glad, for your reward is great in heaven." And the third point, the actual reason of this parable, this is to remind all of us that at the end, there is the second coming and there is the final judgment. That's why most of our readings nowadays, in these past few days, are geared towards that preparation. This coming Sunday, we'll have our last Sunday of ordinary time, Christ the King. Then, we will enter the season of Advent. Kaya nga, malamig ang simoy ng hangin na. Kaya nga, napapakinggan na natin sa mga radio at TV ang mga awit ng pamasko. Because we are now preparing for the birth of our Lord Jesus Christ. And that is the point of the gospel, that there is always, for all of us, there is a second coming. Kung kailan at kung saan, yun ang hindi natin alam. Many people, many pastors, preachers will say that this specific time will be the second coming. I remember one time when I was still a seminarian, there was this religious sect that is attracting a lot of people because it is quite logical. It is headed by the one carrying my surname, kaapelyedo ko pa. And so, ang ginawa namin as seminarians, we had our research paper, and in order to learn more about that religious sect, I participated in their catechism class. After several sessions, the pastor came and said, I noticed that you have been coming for several days now. And he asked me a very personal question. Are you already married? Kasal ka na ba? Nagtaka ako, bakit ako tinanong kung kasal na ako? Sabi ko, hindi pa po. Binata pa ako. And then he said, much better. Kasi alam mo, brother, darating na ang paghuhukom. At sa paghuhukom, ang mga walang asawa ang makakapasok sa langit. Then after that, hindi na ako bumalik doon sa kanila. Kasi sabi ko, bakit naman, kawawa naman yung aking nanay at tatay kung hindi sila makakapasok sa langit. Kaya nga hanggang ngayon, binata pa ako eh. Joke lang. Biro lang. Hindi ibig sabihin na dahil binata ako, nagiging maasa ako doon sa sinabi ng pastor. Hindi. But nobody knows the actual time, the exact hour, and the date. But this parable reminds all of us always to be ready for that second coming. My dear brothers and sisters, we can invest our money, our hard-earned money, in stocks, real estate, insurance, etc., in order to have a secure future. But if we really want to have a future that is eternally secured, then it would be wise to invest not only in stocks, real estate, etc., material possessions, but it would be wise to invest on good deeds in helping our brothers and sisters. And at the end, one day, we hope to hear the Lord telling us, well done, good servant. You have been faithful in this very small matter. Come and enter my paradise. Let us all stand for the prayers of the faithful.